Yo, 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 welcome back to Brain and Smooth TV. Back at you with another show. We finally got Power, Force. What is this book? Let's see, two, three? I can't keep up, but look, I'm going to do like we do. And this is going to be called Power Tommy. I'm not going to be typing in Force in book 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's Tommy. Now, as we know, Tommy, Tommy been through a lot. Tommy just lost his girlfriend and stepson Keisha. Tommy just lost his brother Ghost. He lost Tariq, even though, of course, his dumbass killed Ghost. And he's still dealing with issues with his own family, his cokehead mother, and of course, he killed his own father. So Tommy is grieving, y'all. And the episode starts off, of course, the barber gets left back in New York. So this is really a discovery episode. The first episode, Tommy figuring out what he wants to do. Next, Tommy ends up going to the meeting because he overheard and got some information when he beat up uh, Vic's flunky, and he ends up saving Diamond's little brother. His name is Jay. We end up finding out, and Vic from two people who was getting ready to rob him. And then Tommy, of course, had Vic introduce him to the Connect, which is actually his father. So he meets Flynn at the end of the episode, and Flynn says, "Look, thank you for saving my son, saving the botched deal, but you need to get the fuck out of my town." So Tommy got to bounce. But at the end, Tommy says, "Fuck that, I'm not going. I'm going to stay here in Chicago, met some interesting people." We ended up finding out that Tommy has a fucking brother. He has a half black brother. Kate had more kids than him. And then I find out his brother when he goes and visits his grandmother. So not only does he have the reason to stay to try to make money in Chicago, but he does have an emotional tie when he went to go visit his grandmother, and of course finding out he has a brother that may or may not need his help. So that pretty much concludes episode 1 with that big twist. Going in to episode 2, Tommy is a real one, y'all. And I'm still looking forward to seeing if he still will have Keisha's son involved in Power. If you remember, at the end of Power Book 2, he did go check up on him before he left New York. I think he's going to always be there for him, and that's dope. Now, we end up finding out that Tommy's brother actually got a club, but it keeps getting shot up. Somebody with a Uzi and locks. We don't know yet. And Tommy gave him $10,000 to fix the crib up. Also, we find out Tommy's brother got an ex-husband. The music is good for the series so far. The intro song, not so much, but I do like the songs they playing out throughout the episode. I think it really ties into Tommy's character, and if you get the good music, the music itself can really tell the story. So far that's been pretty good. Just a little side note. Now Flynn got bad test results for something. He's sick as fuck. He's coughing and spitting up and shit, and he won't tell Claudia, his daughter, what's going on, but of course the son knows. And he told Vic he wants him to take over, so he's pretty stern on that. If Flynn ends up dying, I think they may either have some type of sibling rivalry, or they may co-run the company, and she be the brains, and he just take care of the street shit. Be the bride. Who knows? Now Diamond, he don't want to be around no more street shit, but being a former gang leader, because we ended up knowing he's the leader of a gang called CBI, the streets is gonna pull him back in like Michael Corleone at the end of Godfather 3. We know that shit. So Tommy fought some chick from New York, and she just comes out of nowhere and attacks him like a video game. So the cops pull up, you know what I'm saying, and white privilege ends up saving them. Because the cops just pulled it off. They didn't even run his name. Ain't no police interaction I ever had in life without them at least running your name since you got a warrant. But you see, white privilege just works throughout this, and I'm glad Tommy uses his whiteness to sell drugs and murder people. Got to use your gifts, even if you're in the hood. Tommy met with Diamond, gave him the money and the dope, just to kind of make an introduction. Have a just a little good gesture. And them little niggas was down to catch a body quick. The new crew, CBI, that Jay's been running for his big brother Diamond, a lot's changed in 15 years. And these dudes, they ain't trying to fight, knuckle up or nothing. They trying to just straight kill. So we end up, this is the weirdest shit too. We end up finding out that Tommy and Tommy and Diamond get kidnapped, right? And then they took to Rojas's people. So Rojas was not lying in the first episode when he said, we're going to get him. And they gave him some H. I don't know if it's heroin, whatever. But they told him he got 3 hours to sell it or they dead. We end up finding out that Rojas got a debt he owes. And he has to end up paying the cartel back. So his punishment was to have them sell dope. I thought he was going to get him hit or something. But hey, it may come full circle. Now, Claudia wants to talk to Flynn about actually expanding. And expanding as in Flynn, we find out their family only sells pills. But she's like, look, y'all need to be selling drugs. We need to diversify. She keeps telling her dad because the shit we doing is old. But he's stuck in his old ways. Pills been working and he ain't gonna rock the boat so far. Now, we end up finding out that Diamond is the one that put Rojas in the wheelchair in prison. And Tommy tells Diamond he wants to move weight and get paid. Basically, that's why I gave you the money back, gave you the dope back from the original transaction in episode 1. Now Diamond finally agrees and now he's back in the game. Dude, and Rojas's people are fucking crazy. See, Tommy hid the drugs before going into the deal after they sell the drugs. And the girl said the drugs ain't out there where he said he was, get the chainsaw. She was getting ready to cut his ass up, dice, 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 Scarface style. Blood in the face, try to hide behind the shower curtain style. And Rojas people kidnapped goddamn Jay. So that moved the timeline up even more, and now they got to save Diamond's brother. This 3 hours and got cut short. Getting back to the Flynn family, Claudia tells Daddy Flynn, that they need to expand and sell newer drugs. He's still not having it, and they got this old school thing where women can't be involved in the business. Now, I don't know how she can handle herself being in the streets, being a mafia, basically princess. We'll find out later on when some real shit go down. Now, the police pulls Diamond over, and we have this whole... The police pull Diamond over, and when he was parked, and Tommy comes out, and the white man gives him his ID and runs his tags. So Tommy, this is the first time he got his tags real in the series. And Diamond knows that Tommy wants to actually take over. But they had this moment basically where Tommy came out and saved his life because he could have blew Diamond's head off. Even though Diamond was not complying with the officer's request, they kind of show how it is in Chicago and nationwide when black men get pulled over. I get it. Yeah, I get it. But I don't want the show to turn into that. I want it to just be power. I want to see Tommy sell dope and kill people. Okay? Because once you start putting in too many agendas in some of these shows, it can get out of whack. Now, Diamond knows, as I said before, that Tommy is leaning to take over Chicago, but not take over as in run it, just take over the dope game part. And we end up finding out towards the end of the episode, because remember I said Tommy Brothers, his shop got shot up by some goon with locks. That we end up finding out that's Tommy Brothers' son, and he's been out of his son's life for a long time. So we really don't know why he's doing it, but we know he's obviously angry with his dad. Now, here we get back to classic Tommy, one of my favorite fucking scenes out of the 3 episodes, and this is the picture we're looking at now. He ends up burning Rojas's goons alive, puts them in a trunk, gasoline, and blows them up, and that's the picture we're looking at now. This is classic Tommy, and one thing this was able to do, I think, better than Power Book 2 Ghost, is keep his character true, keep it authentic, and keep him doing shit that Tommy would do. This was a dope ass scene, probably one of the best ones we've seen thus far. Now, Vic Girl is fucking Tommy, and Vic knows it. You can definitely tell he's jealous and upset, but he does he loves this girl. So eventually, I think Tommy and Vic is gonna bump heads, but of course you probably choose Tommy because he's more gangster. Now, Tommy ends up fighting Lillian again, this crazy chick. So he said Ghost kept leaving people alive, and I got to go back and watch this season. But Tommy ends up finding some keys in her baseboard, and this actually is a point where Tommy is going to take them from her, which leads us to episode 3. Now, episode 3 is very, very interesting, and it's starting to pick up. Not a lot happened in episode 3, but you can definitely tell it's setting up for episode 4 and 5. So Tommy's going to work with Lily. They're going to move these keys, and they end up having the cartel's goddamn symbol on there. So wherever she got these from, she says she just kind of acquired them, but we know they're from the cartel. And if you steal their money, they're going to be coming for your ass. Now, the Flynn family is paying off elected officials and cops, basically to have their family be able to move pills. We end up finding out. And then, of course, Tommy's still grieving, and you end up finding out that Ghost's death had more of an effect on Tommy than Tariq. It really did. He seems like he regrets it more than fucking his own son who shot him. I swear. Just in episode 3. Tommy sees a video of him and Kate in Chicago when he was little, and that kind of proves that, of course, that's his brother. They have some old video footage at the grandma's house. And Tommy's brother don't want to take any of the legal money because he's trying to fix up the grandma's house. He's like, look, take this money, use this shit. But he's like, no, this is street money. This don't feel legal. And Tommy keeping it in the buck. He's like, man, ain't nobody got to know where this goddamn money came from. You got a shop, shit, take this shit. So I think he's going to end up letting Tommy use his shop as a front to run or watch the money. We'll find out. Now, of course, Tommy and Lillian was up all night mixing the dope, and Lillian was really doing it. And it was time where she was like, look, we need we need a little pick-me-up. So they tested out the product together. Tommy still doing coke, and the product was obviously good. And then they keep reiterating that Tommy don't play by Chicago rules. Now, when he gets here, he talks to Flynn, he talks to Diamond, he says, look, I'm not from here. He says that about 4 times, and the rules of Chicago don't apply to me. Yeah, we'll see. Because I don't think, even though he can work outside of the lines, as he said in the episode, he's going to work in the lines of Chicago. He's going to learn this city is different from New York. He's going to learn soon. Now, Flynn don't want Claudia in the streets. It's a man's business. They keep reiterating that. I said that the first 2 episodes, and they're not going to let that go. And I'm tired of Vic's girls, too, because she need to choose for real, for real. The girl at the bar that Tommy's sleeping with, she need to choose if she's going to mess with Vic or mess with Tommy. But you can definitely tell she likes Tommy. So what happens is, Tommy got the cocaine. He ends up setting up a business deal with CBI and Flynn. And the scene, basically, it's a scene where he meets them and says, look, y'all need to meet up because I got a business proposition that could profit both of y'all. Flynn agrees to the meeting, even though you know that he's kind of reluctant agreeing to it. Now, and before the deal, he wants to test out the product, so they go to one of Flynn's guys. In this scene where Tommy and Flynn sells to DJ Meth Head, it's hilarious. Immediately, this dude pulls out a gun on the dealers. And Vic ends up shooting DJ Meth with his own guy, Fat Tony, turns against him to stay alive because Tommy got the drop on him. What the fuck? That was the quickest portrayal I've ever seen in TV. He was protecting the dude 1 second, the next second he's like, look, it's a freight elevator, y'all can chop his body up. So, as far as Fat Tony, I don't think we done seeing him. He was kind of funny. Now, Diamond and Jay, they end up fighting for leadership of CBI, and Diamond actually wins the fight in the boxing match. That was a real good scene between the brothers. I like the music that was playing. And now, since Diamond has control of the CBI, he gets to make all the moves. Even though his brother, was very upset about Tommy still being involved in the business. Now, one thing I didn't understand, why would they be discussing business in front of the whole boxing gym? I know they own it maybe, but they trust their guys that much? That was just weird. Fast forward, Claudia meets with the ward or whatever district that they pushing pills in, and she threatens him with photos of his daughter. So we do see that Claudia got a gangster side to her, and I think she might be crazier than her daddy. We'll see. Now, Flynn only set the meeting up with Diamond to tell him to go fuck himself in his face. Apparently, somebody's wife back in the day, 15 plus years ago, face got cut when somebody rolled up on him and broke a car window. Diamond said he ain't do it. But Flynn, of course, calls CBI black parasites and saying he'll put 19 of them in the ground. Tommy flips out like, what the fuck? You fucked up the deal. I call him Tommy Luther King because he was trying to be Martin Luther King and bring the blacks and the whites together. But what he got to understand in Chicago, that the segregation and racism is deep-rooted. Now, Flynn tells Vic, look, if we do business with them, the other families, the Italians, the Polish, they'll all be against us if we do business with the blacks. So he explains to his son, even though you want to do this business deal, there is repercussions and old school rules that you got to abide by. Basically, don't let no black Americans ever come up. That's the rule. In the street, legally or illegally. Now, Claudia makes the deal with Tommy. She just pulls up on him. And that was a funny scene too. He said, I know you're not rolling up on me like a straight motherfucking G. But she basically said, look, outside of my family, I want to sell this super coat. So they're going to end up working together. And then at the end of the episode, we end up finding out that Jay actually threw the fight with Diamond. He's trying to basically take over CBI. So he let his brother win that fight, made him thought he win, but at the end of the day, he's going to end up taking over. So episode 4 is coming. I combine these first 3 together, and I'm excited about this show. We got to see where it goes. Peace.